So she's a serial fraudster due to the fact that she seems like a rather shitty person.
Does a better job, in my opinion, of providing receipts and showing full context. He really sees this all the way through and makes sure we get to discovery and proves how disgusting some of these high-level celebrities can.
Hollywood rarely witnesses legal battles of this magnitude, lawsuits so high stakes they threaten to dismantle reputations, jeopardize fortunes, and expose hidden agendas behind a picture-perfect public image. Yet the latest case centered on Blake Lively is poised to do exactly that, sending shockwaves through Tinseltown. At the center of the controversy is Lively herself, long celebrated as America's sweetheart, now embroiled in a staggering $250 million lawsuit against actor and director Justin Baldoni. The case, already headline-grabbing, took an unexpected turn when Baldoni struck back with a $400 million counterclaim, intensifying public speculation and leaving fans and industry insiders alike asking a single pressing question: has Lively endangered her own career in a legal battle she may never have been fully prepared to fight despite her high-profile status, the support of sympathetic media outlets, and a famously charismatic husband in Ryan Reynolds? Lively now finds herself navigating treacherous waters. Her initial harassment claims have rapidly lost traction, and the looming possibility of financial liability could surpass what she is realistically able to manage. What may have begun as a pursuit of justice now risks becoming a defining, cautionary chapter in her career, unfolding under the relentless scrutiny of Hollywood and the public eye.
I'm the costume designer on Gossip Girl, but anyone who works with me, I love this. It's like drinking through a fire hose. You're like, wow, I come in and I'm like, this is what we're gonna do. But it's just because I really I find that fashion is storytelling. It's a way to message so much more than you can with words. Sometimes it's a silent way to message things. So the way that I come into a character is always through the fashion and through the costumes. So
saw in another interview you said that Ryan, actually your husband Ryan Reynolds, wrote part of that rooftop scene. Is that true?
Yeah, that's, I mean, I would have to compare it to the original one, but that's 99% his. Yeah, he just added, I mean, Chrissy Hall wrote an incredible screenplay. It was, one of the reasons that I wanted to do this film. But also, there are natural tweaks and modifications that come in when the actor is hired and you're trying to infuse your own personality and your own authenticity. And it's like, women are people of multitudes. And, I think that it was important to me that it didn't just feel like someone's interpretation of like female gaze. Like it really was, this is what we like, this is what we listen to, this is what makes us feel these vibes. And we had an incredible music supervisor, Season Kent, and one of our editors, Shane Reed, who, fun fact, he was my editor on Taylor's music video that I directed. And I was obsessed with him. And I was like, this guy is amazing. And he never edited a movie before. He just finished Deadpool and Wolverine, and he came on and helped us with this one. And he has incredible taste in music. And we share the same composer as well from Deadpool and Wolverine. So there's a lot of And
if that weren't enough to shock Hollywood, the courtroom drama quickly revealed layers far deeper than a typical celebrity feud. Damning evidence, contradictory text messages, and disastrous public relations moves exposed a high-stakes battle that could redefine Blake Lively's career. What may have begun as a seemingly straightforward lawsuit, a $250 million harassment claim against Justin Baldoni, positioning herself as the victim while drawing media attention, rapidly spiraled into a public spectacle of unprecedented proportions. Lively likely counted on unwavering support from her husband, Ryan Reynolds, a high-powered legal team, and access to major media outlets ready to amplify her narrative. Yet the first major hearing, lasting barely 90 minutes, exposed the fragility of her strategy. One by one, her motions were dismissed by a judge unimpressed by star power or theatrics. Requests for gag orders, claims of emotional distress, and efforts to limit evidence were all denied. Far from emerging victorious, Lively's credibility took a hit as her legal plan began to unravel in full view of the world. Justin Baldoni's response was swift and decisive. Filing a $400 million counterclaim, he transformed what Lively had intended as a strategic strike into a potential career-ending liability. The audacity of a relatively new Hollywood figure taking on one of the industry's most visible stars stunned insiders. Baldoni's team meticulously documented every alleged misrepresentation, contradiction, and inconsistency, presenting text messages, emails, and communications that painted a starkly different picture from the one Lively had publicly offered. What had started as a conventional legal dispute had evolved into a high-stakes spectacle, exposing the precarious nature of celebrity, the fragility of reputation, and the brutal consequences of miscalculating Hollywood power dynamics.
His agent is Ari Emanuel. He's a powerful Hollywood guy, and we all respond to Hollywood power. And there's a hypocrisy and a fraudulence there that the public is picking up on. And so,
in her lawsuit, Blake Lively alleged that Justin Baldoni's on-set behavior had left her feeling deeply uncomfortable and, at times, fearful, portraying him as an intimidating presence who created an unsafe working environment no actress should endure. Yet, private communications between the two painted a sharply contrasting picture. Screenshots released by Baldoni's legal team showed Lively engaging in friendly banter, praising his professionalism, and expressing enjoyment in their collaboration. Some messages even contained light-hearted jokes about creative differences, along with inside references to extended phone calls discussing script ideas, conveying genuine gratitude and camaraderie rather than tension or intimidation. The most damaging evidence, however, reportedly came in the form of video footage. According to Baldoni's team, cameras captured the very moments Lively had described as tense or threatening, instead showing a confident, composed actress working collaboratively and professionally with Baldoni. If these materials are admitted and upheld in court, they could severely undermine Lively's credibility, suggesting her claims may have exaggerated or misrepresented reality in an attempt to bolster her high-stakes lawsuit. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds' role in the unfolding controversy added a new layer of complication. Initially, he appeared to play the supportive husband, issuing carefully worded public statements. However, cracks emerged during his appearance on Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary special. Intended as a star-studded, light-hearted celebration, Reynolds' segment unexpectedly turned into a PR misstep. Attempting to address the situation with humor, including jokes referencing Baldoni, the lawsuit, and even the concept of harassment, his remarks fell flat, sparking widespread criticism. Social media erupted, accusing Reynolds of trivializing an experience his wife claimed had traumatized her, further amplifying public scrutiny and complicating an already volatile legal and media storm.
Not done. So to be honest, what really happened is we were like, we're going to show the movie, and the studio was like, no, you're going to show 20 minutes. So we're like, no, we're going to show the movie. And they're like, it's not done. And I was like, sure. They're like, if everything's not perfect and it's not done, and what if we're going to change things? I was like, we want it to go. I literally brought the movie with me on the airplane. I have a folder with a disc, a hard drive.
The controversy intensified as #cancel Blake Lively began trending across social media, accompanied by memes mocking Ryan Reynolds for turning a serious legal dispute into what many perceived as a punchline. Observers questioned why Reynolds would jeopardize his carefully cultivated public image, built on wit and relatability, by attempting to joke about a high-profile lawsuit. Some industry insiders speculated that his intention was to downplay the situation, reduce it to rumor, or prevent it from overshadowing his upcoming Marvel projects. Instead, the strategy backfired spectacularly, casting Reynolds as insensitive and raising further doubts about the authenticity of Lively's claims. As Blake's team struggled to regain control, Justin Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, went on the offensive. Renowned for his tenacious, bulldog-like approach, Friedman wasted no time ensuring that celebrity status would not tilt the scales. He immediately challenged Lively's request for a gag order, branding it a blatant attempt to silence a defendant's free speech. The judge sided with Baldoni's team, denying the motion and granting permission to publicly share texts and emails that systematically undermined Lively's narrative. Friedman also highlighted apparent contradictions in her statements, emphasizing private jokes and banter that mirrored the same behavior she later condemned in court. The deposition became a defining moment in the case. What Lively may have expected to be a routine interview quickly turned into an intense grilling. Friedman confronted her with damning communications, compelling her to explain each one. According to insiders, her responses ranged from vague to contradictory, further weakening her credibility. By the conclusion of the deposition, any perception of authority or control she had brought into the courtroom seemed thoroughly dismantled. The fallout was immediate. Celebrities and industry allies who once publicly aligned with Lively began to retreat, while magazines that had celebrated her designs showed less enthusiasm for feature coverage. Even major outlets like the New York Times, which initially reported favorably on her claims, shifted their tone as Friedman's evidence surfaced. What had begun as a high-profile legal battle now increasingly resembled a public unraveling, with Lively's reputation under siege, Reynolds' image tarnished, and the spectacle serving as a cautionary tale about misjudging both public perception and the ruthlessness inherent in Hollywood legal battles.
Say another reason that the public didn't respond well to this was because we have already accurately deduced that the both of you are raging narcissists.
In Hollywood, perception is everything, and Blake Lively's current predicament has made the cold shoulder almost inevitable. If she cannot substantiate her allegations, she risks being labeled a liar who weaponized a serious issue for personal gain. Mega studios, notoriously risk-averse, hesitate to cast actors who could embroil them in messy legal disputes or face public backlash if claims are later seen as fabricated. The stakes extend beyond Blake alone. Ryan Reynolds, with his high-profile ventures including Aviation Gin, Mint Mobile, and a growing soccer club, cannot afford fallout from negative publicity. Investors and corporate partners demand stability, and any perception of Reynolds' complicity or support for misleading claims could seriously devalue his business interests. The situation escalated further when the judge merged Lively's original lawsuit with Justin Baldoni's $400 million counterclaim, creating a single, massive legal tangle. She cannot simply drop her complaint without facing the implications of a counterclaim. Financially, the risks are staggering. Blake's net worth, estimated at around $50 million, is dwarfed by the potential liability, while Reynolds' fortune, reportedly over $350 million, still falls short of comfortably covering such a judgment. Worst-case outcomes could include bankruptcy, asset liquidations, a frozen lifestyle, and total financial upheaval. Career prospects are equally uncertain. Studios are wary of hiring actors who have lost high-profile defamation cases, fearing public backlash and box office repercussions. Producers avoid the risk of controversy both on set and in the press. Meanwhile, the cart of public opinion moves faster than any judge. Social media users dissect every interview, behind-the-scenes clip, and contradictory soundbite, while YouTube legal analysts pore over court filings highlighting suspicious texts and procedural missteps. Hashtags like #CancelBlakeLively have trended for days, overshadowing PR attempts to reshape the narrative. Fans who once admired her work now question her motives, while Baldoni benefits from public support and the credibility his team has built through evidence and courtroom victories. It is, in many ways, a David versus Goliath scenario, but the Goliath is faltering under its own contradictions. Ryan Reynolds has also learned the digital arena is unforgiving. Fans who loved Deadpool have been quick to condemn him for perceived complicity, and his SNL anniversary jokes only exacerbated the backlash, leaving audiences convinced he trivialized serious harassment allegations. With the lawsuits merged, devastating evidence surfacing, and celebrity allies retreating into silence, Lively's path forward appears perilous. Hollywood may offer second chances, but only if both the public and studios perceive a reason to forgive, a calculation of profit and reputation that may take monumental effort to realign. Blake Lively's predicament stems from the fact that she initiated the legal battle, escalated it, and now increasingly appears to be on uncertain grounds. Even if she seeks a settlement, Baldoni's legal team seems determined to secure a definitive court ruling that could vindicate him while permanently undermining her credibility. Ryan Reynolds faces intense pressure from business partners eager to distance themselves from controversy, and while there is no official confirmation of marital tension, the strain is palpable whenever the couple appears publicly. The looming question is whether additional damaging evidence will emerge once the trial fully commences. Pre-trial motions and depositions have already revealed revelations that could devastate her case. Imagine the impact when every witness testimony and piece of evidence enters the public record. By then, any hope of controlling the narrative may be gone. The carefully curated image of the Hollywood sweetheart, fashionable leading lady, and feminist icon now hangs by a thread. Ironically, the lawsuit filed to defend her dignity has become the very instrument threatening her career. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni has shifted the power dynamic, presenting meticulously documented evidence suggesting Lively may have fabricated portions of her story. Fans, reporters, and Hollywood insiders are watching closely, and one thing is clear, If Lively loses, the consequences will extend far beyond a financial setback. They could permanently damage her career. While a path to redemption exists, it narrows with each passing day as public patience wanes and trust in her claims erodes. Courts have shown little deference to star power, and if prior rulings are any indication, Lively faces a punishing legal journey ahead. With Reynolds now entangled in the fallout, the stakes rise even higher. The ultimate question remains, will crucial evidence emerge to exonerate her and restore her reputation, or is this lawsuit the beginning of the end for a once-beloved Hollywood star? The final verdict will not only determine who prevails in court, it will decide who survives the fallout once the truth is fully revealed.